What's up, Maniacs? I'm here today with Joaquin.
Hey, nice to meet you.
We're here today. He has a 32 Hudson with a whole bunch of Vette parts. Give us a rundown.
32 Hudson body, original two-door sedan. Underneath is all C5, C6 Corvette. Mixture of both. The drivetrain itself is LS1 out of C5, and then transmission, same thing, C5, diff C5. Suspension-wise, as far as cradles, arms, and coilovers, brakes is all C6, Z06 stuff.
And we're looking at the frame, some of the details on the frame. You said you custom built this whole frame yourself as well?
Yeah, me and my buddy at Cutting Edge Performance is a 2x4 square tubing all the way from front to back, just to match the cradles, to sit up nice to it. And yeah, everything else was built around that.
I see some details on the suspension. It looks like you had to build your own brackets for mounting the upper A-arms.
Yeah, so the brackets were, all this stuff was made on the plasma, and then all the shims and stuff were off of factory specs of the Corvette, and then we just machined out some stuff to fit within their little suspension limits.
What can you tell us about your power plant?
Stock internals, just bolt on, just cam, a little bit of headwork, big injectors, and then I got partnered with A&A for the supercharger, and yeah, pretty much an air to water supercharger and custom built headers that my buddy Kyle did for me. Makes about mid 500-ish on this pulley.
Enough to get the tread off those rear tires, I see.
Yeah. Yeah, it does spin.
So what was the hardest part of this build? What was the most challenging thing that you came across?
Most challenging was making everything work with the rear mounted stuff, as far as transmission, all the cables, all the crap for that is, yeah, because everything's normally in the front on the car, transmission, so
right.
That part's easy, but making everything work with everything that's mounted in the back was probably the most challenging part.
Yeah.
And the floor, because yeah, it was all from the ground up. There was no floor when we got it.
Okay, so you had the outer body shell,
Yeah.
no pan or nothing.
Yeah.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
What was your inspiration for this car?
I've always wanted to build one, and when the time came and stars aligned where I found one, it was local. Picked it up, and from then it was like a 2 years and some change process. But like these, you're always gonna work on them. Like you guys, same thing.
Nothing's ever finished.
It's never gonna be complete.
There's always tweaks. There's always stuff breaking. There's always more to do.
Yeah. Yeah, same boat with this one.
Yeah. So as far as the category, do you believe this is full rat rod category? Where do you think this fits in the custom car culture?
It's like an inbreed of both in a sense, because rat rods are mostly very traditional. This one was not as traditional, aside from like all the amenities and the chop and everything's pretty traditional, but everything underneath is modern. So it's like a mixture between hot rod, rat rod, resto mod in a way. It's
kind of the same thing that we went for with ours, right? You've got some old, some new, some creature comfort, some rawness, just something fun, and obviously extremely different. We love this car. Definitely our favorite car at the show today amongst everything else. How much is this car chopped?
This one is 6.5 inches.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big chop. Yeah, it's 6.5 inches. It's a factory suicide door, but they're rotted out, so we just had to remake our own suicide brackets for it to function.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the roof?
The roof is, the top is legacy rag tops, but the roof, we had to add some sheet metal on there. So on here is right where you see this, you kind of see a little weld there. All that was added on to fit because it has to have a perfect square for a legacy rag top. And
right.
Yeah, it took a while to get that because nothing's straight on the car. So it took a lot of beating and shaping and stuff.
Yeah. What was the most fun part of this build?
I gotta say the fun part is probably the people I met through the build.
Yeah?
Now they're lifelong friend, family guys. Like now we're solid. We're always hanging out and building crap together.
So did you build this basically in your garage with a couple guys?
Yeah, it started off as just me, and it's probably about, I'd say, 75% in my garage. And the last 25%, my buddy Rusty and Kyle, I had finished it at their shop. They let me pretty much have it at their shop and tear the car apart and slap it all together, because like the same thing with your guys, is it comes apart, gets put back together, comes back apart, put it back together, and then until the final stage. And That's where I finished that, was at his shop.
Okay, very cool, very cool. Similar story to ours. A few guys in a garage, just wrenching.
Yeah.
And you and your friends, are you not professional mechanics by any means?
Oh,
right?
no, I'm a firefighter, and I do this on my off-duty days. Like, this is my passion.
That's something we tell you guys all the time. Get out there and just wrench. You don't have to be a professional mechanic. You don't have to have a bazillion-dollar Snap-on toolbox. Grab your Harbor Freight tools and a cutting torch or a cutting wheel, whatever. Get out there and start doing something, you know?
Don't hesitate to cut some stuff and mess it up, because most of the time when you fix it up, it ends up 2 times better than what you started with.
Exactly, exactly. So thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this car. Thanks for letting us check it out.
No problem, I appreciate it.